There are a handful of reasons MSPs fail, especially when they're in their early stages. I have listened to a lot of you guys, heard the stories, heard the I'm closing up shop, I don't want to do it anymore. And here are my reasons conversation a couple too many times, right? Either it's, hey, you've booked time with me on a discovery call and I've heard it in person. However, it is, it's made it to my ears. I've put this list together, but truthfully, this video is about showing you why MSPs fail. So that way you can do the opposite. You can catch the problems before they actually happen, and you can actually build the business that you really want to build. How are you doing? My name is Harrison Barron from growth-generators.com. We help MSPs grow. We're going to teach you how to sell your services. We're going to teach you how to build lead generation so you never have to worry about where your next lead is. And we're going to help and show you the right way to operate your business. Also, before I get into today's video, if you want to check out our stuff at growth-generators.com, you can grab the podcast, you can check out the events that we are putting on, or if you just want to stay up to date, you can check out the events here up top and just stay up to date. There's tons of free resources. We just refreshed some of them. So go check out growth-generators.com/resources, or heck, if you want to join the community with 1,200 plus MSPs, it'll be growth-generators.com, I believe, /Discord. All of those links will be down in the video description down below. So, unfortunately, this is something that I've heard several times over. Now, there's a lot of people that are super persistent and are seeing crazy results. Just from our membership alone, there was somebody, took them 9 months to close their first deal. First deal, $9,000 a month of monthly recurring revenue. Plenty of other ones are, we had one member buy a plane in their first year of business. We've had other ones put in bids, multi-million dollar bids, and get into the final rounds. I don't know if it's closed yet because I haven't heard back yet from it, but truthfully, people are succeeding. But there are the negative side of things, right? Where people aren't succeeding. And I keep hearing kind of the same things happen over and over and over again. I've made a list of this to help you kind of succeed, right? And the first is, and this is probably one of the worst ones, is lack of business skills, right? Most solo MSPs or new MSPs are probably technicians, right? They're technicians, they're engineers, if you want to call it an engineer, right? And they're great at solving IT problems, but they lack expertise in the business skills, the sales skills, the marketing skills, the pricing skills, the operations of running a business. It requires more than just like technical knowledge that you're going to end up having to get. And in some ways, people back in the day, they call it the school of hard knocks, right? But it's not easy. And you're probably not doing the right things to grow the business, right? You probably don't have a CRM. You're not using that CRM. And for those of you that don't already know, I do love Go High Level. And there's a link for an affiliate link down below, right? You can go get it. And if you want to support the channel and you don't want to buy anything from us, I totally get it. There's a link down below. But using the tools helps tremendously, right? If you don't have the tool to do the marketing, to do the automation, to track the monthly recurring revenue, the leads that you're getting, you're already starting off on the wrong foot. They don't have the skills to charge correctly. They're not even willing to go find out how much they should charge correctly. The worst is I saw somebody in the Discord the other day. They posted, "Hey, this is my website and these are my pricing." And thank God my hair is not any longer because I would have started tearing it out. It is dramatically cheaper. And I just made a video not that long ago about being a cheap MSP. It not only hurts that business, but it hurts everybody in the space. The the person that has the cheap MSP is the one that gets burned the most, but that stinks. Or you're just not doing a proper onboarding, offboarding process. Those are some basic skills. Now, skills go much, much further in learning how to market and learning how to sell and selling based on value and all of that too. But truth be told, you have to have some basic business skills to actually be successful. Now, the second thing is, and I get a lot of pushback from this, you either don't have a niche or you don't have a target market, right? New MSPs often try to do all of these different things, and they're like, well, I'm just going to go take this person and this person and this person and this person. When you do everything, you can't really do anything in a weird way. And I know that's probably like, Harrison, what on earth are you talking about? But if you can't figure out what industry you can help most, then you're kind of like when a contractor's like, well, anything can be a hammer. In your case, I could help everybody, right? But you might not be an expert in HIPAA compliance, in FINRA, in FERPA, in FDIC, right? All of these other, the alphabet agencies coming down, PCI compliance, right? That's a huge thing. And if yes, you can learn it all for sure, but why not figure out a niche? And if you're not sure, you want to like a little thing, you can go through the buyer persona. It's somewhere in, I just redid all of these, but there's a yeah, there it is. The free buyer persona template. I'll leave a link down below for the free buyer persona template. But truth be told, you have to have a niche, and having a niche helps you build more authority, builds you trust faster, and birds of a feather flock together. Now, the MSPs that are listening to this are like, Harrison, I know this already because I'm going after those niches. You're the real ones. I love you extra, right? But for everybody else, having it, you can have a couple niches. You can do medical offices and financial institutions. You can focus on construction. You could focus on legal practices and other and areas in that kind of vertical or niche, right? The professional niche, the construction niche. Believe it or not, there's plenty of money to be made in construction. Maybe it's manufacturing and, added in logistics, right? These are great options as well to help you build your business, but you have to become an expert in that area. If you don't, everything becomes so much harder, truthfully. Now, number 3, you probably stink at generating leads. Now, truth be told, this is part of why we built MSP Heroes, our flagship membership. You can jump in there and learn how to do it. But even if you don't, you want to go on and do it yourself, go for it. But build some kind of system, whatever it is. If you're going to do emails, do cold emails. That's totally fine. You can use Lemlist. I'll even bring them up. You can use Lemlist here, and I'll share my screen. Right? You can use Lemlist for this. You can use Instantly for this. If you want to do that, start reaching out to people on LinkedIn. Pick up this little device. It's called a cell phone. It is a salesperson's best friend, bar none. You can reach anybody at any time with this thing. There's no excuse to not have a system that you can create. Now, I would leverage Go High Level for these things, but you have to have, and it doesn't have to be my system, and it could be somebody else's that you find on YouTube. That's fine, but have a system. If you don't want to go down the cold strategy, do SEO and build a content strategy. I know you can make videos, podcasts, you can make TikToks, Instagrams, Facebooks. There's plenty of opportunity there. And if you got some extra cash to burn, build a paid ads funnel, right? Google and Facebook ads are amazing. You can use hyper targeted, longer search term keywords for Google, or you can build incredibly targeted ads on Facebook that would help generate you leads. And that's amazing. If you're going to do in-person networking, be the best at in-person networking. Going to your Chamber of Commerce, your LaTip, your BNI, it is super, super impactful. Now, number 4, why I see MSPs fail, and this is pretty infrequent, but I will say this: inconsistent service delivery. Now, look, we don't all wake up every morning saying, I feel like 100%. I take plenty of vitamins, and even when I take my vitamins, I still am like, I am tired today. Truthfully, it's why I didn't make more videos this week, but we don't all wake up feeling 100% all of the time, and that's okay. And by the way, I hope you're feeling good enough to hit that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. But we have to make sure that the customer doesn't see that, right? You're probably struggling to balance your tickets. You're probably struggling to get to all of the tickets. You're like, I can't be available all the time, right? And this is not sponsored, although I think I'm officially now an affiliate of theirs. If you are an MSP struggling, right, with being able to help people and take tickets and all of that, Go check. There's quite literally a company called Helped. It is GetHelped, HELPT.com. Reach out to them, let them know I sent you, or use code GG10 at checkout. They sent me a code. They're like, hey, feel free to use this. You get 10% off of their services. So there's quite literally, if you're like, oh, I'm going to be out on a sale, they can cover the phone for you. They integrate with your PSA and all that kind of stuff so they could do basic levels of troubleshooting all the way up to more advanced stuff. But you have to use the right tools. This is what I would consider the right tool. If you're not using your RMM and PSA tool correctly as well, obviously you guys know I'm a huge fan of Super Ops, right? That's another reason as well. I'm definitely an affiliate of these guys, and I've mentioned them hundreds and hundreds of times without ever making a dollar. Truthfully, I think they're one of the absolute best RMM and PSA tools currently available for people, for MSPs specifically. But use the tools. Scaling is going to be impossible from going from one person to 2, 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. You have to be proactive with support. You need a team to help you if you can't manage to do it all, which once again, not throwing any shade, it's a lot of work to do it. Use the right resources. Get additional help from Helped, or you learn how to use your RMM and PSA tool, because I see so many people not using them correctly, and it's insane to me. Now, number 5, and this is less frequent, although I still do see it. There's no focus on monthly recurring revenue. In most cases, most of us go into this industry because we're like, monthly recurring revenue, it's the best. You get paid every single month. It builds stable, reoccurring revenue for your MSP. It's the best thing in the world. And what happens is you get caught up in projects, doing these one-offs, and don't get me wrong, we're all human. I get it. When somebody's dangling a huge project in front of you, yes, in some cases you might have to take it, but it's hard to scale without income. You need that monthly recurring revenue. And on top of that, you're probably operating in the best interests of your potential customers. Focus on cash flow. I promise you, unless you have nothing else to do, you should be prioritizing cash flow over projects every single time. I'm not saying don't do any projects, right? Because projects can absolutely lead to cash flow, but prioritize cash flow 100% of the time. I would much rather you walk away from a $6,000 project and prioritize a $500 a month client. But Harrison, it's going to take me 12 months to get paid that $6,000. Yes, hear me out here. That customer is going to stay with you for 7 to 20 years. So let's just call it 10 for super easy math. Is it $6,000 today or $60,000 over the next 10 years? For me, it's an easy pick. But for you, you got to figure out and fight those demons, because it is worth 100% of going in and saying, hey, I'd much rather go in for less, make less money in the beginning, and make that recurring money every single month. It's the best thing in the world. Now, number 7 is the fear of selling. I hear this all the time. I'm afraid to sell. I stink at sales. I don't like selling. I feel greasy. I feel dirty. Trust me, I get it. I've been there before. But you have to learn to become a professional salesperson, because the person buying is not a professional buyer. There are such things as professional buyers, right? There's professional buyers of media, right? They buy ad space, professional buyers of inventory for warehouses. Most people are not professional buyers. So you have to be an even better salesperson to gently guide that person through the sales process. It's really, really important. Now, if you're afraid of selling, right, I totally get it. Start small. Now, the best things I always tell people is, one, just start getting used to rejection. Everywhere you go, ask for 10% off. Everyone's going to say no, but it's just that consistent habit of getting beat up. And the second part is if you're like, maybe my services are too big, sell something small. Now, in this case, right, I think I might be an affiliate. I'm not 100% sure. OITVoIP, right? OIT.co. They're an amazing, amazing company. I love the heck out of the team over there. They've been really, really good. Feel free to tell them I sent you, right? They might do something special for you. Truthfully, I don't even know. I do know the owner and a bunch of people over there. They're just really great people, right? This is the team that they got, right? That's Ray, the owner. Dude's an absolute gangster. Love the dude to death. But start out small. The reason why I'm mentioning OITVoIP is because every business operates with phones. There's not a single one that doesn't. If they don't have a full phone, they're getting calls on their phone, on their cell phone, right? Start out and sell something small. You know that they need phones to operate. OITVoIP can close that gap for you to say, hey, I got in, I'd love to, who sells you, who provides you guys phone service? I'd love to provide you guys phone service. I'm probably going to come in at an equal or even better rate than what you guys are currently paying. It's super easy to manage, and it gets used to them taking money and putting it in your hands. And then after you do that for a couple months, when you feel a little bit more comfortable, you're like, all right, we're making a little bit of money, not really that much money, but we're making a bit more money. Then you can feel comfortable and try to sell them your managed services. But start small. One of my favorite things to sell is phones because they're just super easy. Everybody needs them. They require almost no maintenance. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit, but almost no maintenance. It's just a cash cow, and it gets your foot in the door with every type of business out there. Now, last but not least, number 8. And this one is, I don't see it too often, but I do see this more in cheap MSPs. But this is, you try to wear every hat. You're trying to be the tech, you're trying to do the admin work, you're trying to do billing, you're trying to do sales, and guess what that all leads to? Other than not having hair. Burnout. It sucks. You are going to burn out, or you're going to plateau. You're going to get up there and you're like, I'm killing it. And you're either not making enough money, you're not willing to give up something to have somebody else take over, and you plateau. And you're just riding that. You're just coasting at that point, right? You're not getting new sales. If somebody leaves, you might be able to bring somebody else on because you're doing everything all the time, right? But that's not a way anybody wants to grow the business. In the MSP world, truthfully, you want to avoid burnout. And now I would dare say it's partially impossible because we all love tech, and when we're not doing the work that we need to do during the day, we're probably playing with tech at night. Totally get it. But you have to avoid burnout. You want to start as soon as you possibly can. You want to charge, you want to learn the business aspects back to number 1, bring it all the way back to the beginning here. But you have to learn how to run the business. And it takes time. Don't get me wrong. It'll take time to learn those skills. But if you learn those skills, you learn how to sell appropriately, you learn how to charge appropriately, burnout is way less common because you have the cash, you have the revenue to ultimately build the business that you absolutely love. I appreciate the heck out of every single one of you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was one I've been meaning to make for a really, really long time. And it's just what I hear from you guys. And don't get me wrong, if your significant other is giving you pressure on, it takes time to build this business, I was there too. I get it. Trust me. It takes time. It takes 9 months to close a deal. Some people build a business. I plateaued. Full transparency. In my 5 years of owning a digital marketing company before I went into the MSP world, I plateaued. I was doing pretty good. I'm not going to share numbers, but I was doing pretty good. But I'm like, I could work less at a W-2 job and make the same, if not even potentially more money. And then, sure enough, after practicing and working on the business and working on marketing for so long, it all of a sudden clicked. And this whole MSP world came about, and we launched MSP Heroes. Actually, on the day I'm recording this, it's the official launch for MSP Heroes launched right around this time. I don't know the official day that it came out, but it was like right around the time a year ago from this. It's been an incredible opportunity. And all of a sudden, the business was there. We took a little bit of a dip building MSP Heroes and all of that, but it has gone up and skyrocketed since. We're over 200, and we're almost at 250 members. Pew, that is insane. If you want to come join us, by all means, come check out growth-generators.com. It's right up top. You can go grab it under our programs, MSP Heroes. It's got everything included, including the Launchpad. It comes with Go High Level. It has everything that I teach. There's 5 days of coaching calls. There's 6 current sessions that are happening, but we want to help as many MSPs not fail at these 8 things that are crushing MSPs. And if I get to be even a little bit of that, I'm getting goosebumps. That's the stuff I love. I love to just be I wanna hear the story. I wanna be a part of your success. I love seeing other people succeed. I love seeing my members succeed, and I want you to succeed, even if you don't pay me anything. I hope these videos genuinely I try to put as much great content in here as possible, so that way you can take this and run with it and truly succeed, and if you just say thank you in 5 or 10 years, it's all that matters to me. Love the heck out of you guys as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.